So these are the components we need to make our own automatic hand sanitizer. First we need ultrasonic sensor to detect the hand movement, and then a microcontroller which is Arduino Uno. We need a servo motor to control the sanitizer. The servo motor we are going to use is Tower Pro MG995 continuous rotation servo motor. It has 360-degree rotation in both clockwise and anti-clockwise direction. Then we need a hand sanitizer. We have to attach a wire to the nozzle of the hand sanitizer, and then we have to attach the servo motor to this wire. So when the servo motor rotates, it will pull the wire back, and because of that action, the sanitizer will start spraying. It will start working. Then we also need a few jumper wires and a 12-ohm lithium-ion battery. This is an external power supply for the Arduino because the hand sanitizer should be a single unit and it should be portable. We cannot always connect it to the laptop using the USB cable. So which is why we need an external power source.
SR04 ultrasonic sensor. It consists of two transducers. Why we call these transducers is because a transducer is a device which converts one form of energy into another. So what the sensor does, it will convert the ultrasonic signals into electrical signals, right? So that is why it is called transducer. So this is the transmitter and this is the receiver. As you can see, it's given T and R, and it has 4 pins: VCC, trigger, echo and ground. So what it does is, under normal operation, that is when there is no object in front of the transmitter will send the pulses, but they will not be picked up by the receiver, even though they are placed close together, because ultrasonic waves are highly directional. So once it transmits, the pulses will keep on moving in only one direction. Only if there is an obstacle in front of it, it will be reflected back and the receiver will detect it. So when there is an obstacle in front, the emitter will send the ultrasonic signals. This will fall on the obstacle and that will be reflected back and the detector will detect it. So this is how it works. As you can see, the trigger pin is there, right? First we have to give a pulse to the trigger pin, and then what will happen is, then only it will transmitter will start sending the pulses, and then if there is an obstacle, the reflected wave will be received by the receiver, and the echo pulse is the output. This will be indication of the output. So it works on the principle of pulse width modulation. The trigger pin is the input, echo pin is the output. So initially what we have to do is, the trigger pin is sent a 5 volt 10 microsecond pulse. So this is an indication that the sensor can start to measure. After that, immediately what happens is, this makes it transmit 840 kHz ultrasonic pulses. So 8 sonic bursts are given from the module. Then what will happen? The echo pin will get an output a pulse. It will output a pulse between 50 microsecond to 25 milliseconds. The pulse width of the echo pulse is used to calculate the distance. So depending on this pulse width, we can calculate the distance. So as you can see, now there is no object. We are giving a trigger of 10 microseconds to the trigger pin. See, 10 microseconds. Immediately it will be followed by 8 sonic bursts, and then when there is no object, the echo pin will give 38 milliseconds pulse. Now, if we place an obstacle, then what will happen? The pulse width of the echo will change, because now as you can see, it is being transmitted and received also, right? So the pulse width of the echo pin will change. That is the duration for which it is staying on, that will change. The T on will change. So if you go back, so this is the entire pulse. So this is the on period and this is the off period. When there is no obstacle, it will be on for the entire duration, that is high. So 38 milliseconds it will be high. And then, but if there is an obstacle in front of it, then the on period will change. So this is how we will know that. So as you can see, it is on for 500 microseconds. So that is the time taken for the radiation to fall on the obstacle and be received by the receiver. So to go back and forth, it needs 500 microseconds. So now the pulse width of the echo pin is 500 microseconds. So ultrasonic sound travel at the speed of sound, right? So now at 20 degrees Celsius, the speed of sound is 343 meter per second. So but since we need in centimeter, we are converting it. So now distance is time into speed. So we are doing time by 2 because, as you know, we are taking the time back and forth time, right? So it is double, right? So we need only going in one direction time. So we are dividing it by 2 and we are finding the distance. So this is how we will calculate the distance taken distance using the ultrasonic sensor. So now let us see how the servo motor works. So this is a servo motor. Servo motor is mainly used in position control. It uses a feedback system and a gear system. We use DC servo motors, and for that, potentiometer is only used as the feedback sensor. If you want to learn more about potentiometer, I have provided link in the description. So it also works on the principle of pulse width modulation. There are many types of servos. Here in this experiment, we are going to use continuous rotation servo motor. So continuous rotation servo motor can go for 360 degree. The difference between the regular servo and the continuous rotation servo is that the regular servo can turn for 90, 180 or sometimes 270 degree, and it only turns in a particular angle, and it is used for precise position control. But continuous rotation servo, it can rotate 360 degree in clockwise as well as anti-clockwise control. So, but what is the difference is, here this has internal position for internal potentiometer for the feedback. Here that potentiometer is removed. Why? Because here position is only very important. It has to go to the precise position. But for continuous rotation servo, we focus more on the speed and torque. So that is why here we are going to use continuous rotation servo. So we are going to use MG995 Tower Pro servo motor. So this is the motor, and this is the connection to the Arduino. It has 3 pins. So this red one is VCC. It has to be connected to the 5 volt. Brown one is ground, and orange one has to be is the signal pin. It has to be connected to some pulse width modulated pin of the Arduino. So this also works on the principle of PWM. So let us see. Either you can control the servo motor using time period or using the angle. Like if you want to control the servo motor using time period, you have to use servo.write microseconds. If you want to control it using angle, you can just use servo.write. So suppose I say servo.write 0 means, what will happen is it will start rotating in the clockwise direction. If I say servo.write 90, it will stop rotating. And then if I say servo.write 180 degree, it will start rotating in the anti-clockwise direction. So the same thing I can try with microseconds. So if I say servo.write microseconds 1000, that is 1 millisecond, right? So it will start rotating in the clockwise. So if I write servo.write microseconds 1500, then it will stop rotation. And then if I give servo.write microseconds 2000, it will rotate in the anti-clockwise direction. So why we are specifying these 3 is, we are going to use these 3 in our application. So now let us see the working. So first we have the ultrasonic sensor and the Arduino. Then we need the servo motor, and then we need the hand sanitizer. Okay. So initially when there is no object, there is no motion in any of this. Okay. So now if I bring my hand in front of the sensor, the ultrasonic sensor will immediately detect it. The trigger pin will send the signal, and the echo pin will detect that. It will give a pulse, and then that will be sent to the Arduino. Okay, so now what Arduino will do is, Arduino will immediately send the signal to the servo motor. So it will start to rotate the servo motor. We are going to connect the lever of the servo motor to the nozzle of the hand sanitizer. So suppose I bring my hand, the Arduino gives signal to the servo motor. Servo starts rotating in the clockwise. That will pull this nozzle of the sanitizer down, and the sanitizer will start working. It will eject the spray. So then if I take back my hand, what will happen? Again, the ultrasonic sensor will send the signal to the Arduino. The Arduino will send the signal to the servo motor. Now I will rotate my servo motor in the anti-clockwise direction. So what will happen? It will the pressure on the nozzle will decrease. It will release the nozzle, and the nozzle of the sanitizer will go back to the original position. So this is how we are going to make the real-time model.
So this is the circuit diagram. Let us see the connections. So we have connected servo motor and the ultrasonic sensor to the Arduino. So this is the ground terminal. This is connected to ground of the Arduino. This is VCC, which is connected to the 5-volt supply of the Arduino. And this is the signal pin. We are connecting it to the digital PWM pin, which is pin number 9. So coming to the ultrasonic sensor, we use HCSR04 sensor over here. And this is the VCC. Both servo motor and ultrasonic sensor have to be connected to the 5-volt supply. So I will tell you how to do this. Then coming to ground is connected to ground of the Arduino. And then trigger pin is connected. As you can see, this is the trigger pin. It is connected to pin number 2 of the Arduino. And echo pin is connected to pin number 3. So these are the connections. So we have connected the ultrasonic sensor and the servo motor both to the Arduino. I have already explained the circuit diagram, but one part where I mentioned was we have to connect both the servo motor and the ultrasonic sensor to the 5-volt of the Arduino, because both require operating voltage of 5-volt. Servo motor requires between 5-volt to 9-volt. So we need to connect both them to the 5-volt. So we can either go for soldering or we can use a breadboard. But in the end, we have to attach this entire setup to the hand sanitizer. So going for breadboard won't be logical. So let us see how to do this. I have taken a jumper wire and I have removed the casing of the jumper wire. As you can see, this is the jumper wire, and I have removed the black color casing. So originally the jumper wire should be here. I have removed the black part. Now this white wire is the VCC of the ultrasonic sensor, and I have another white wire over here, which is the VCC of the servo motor. Now I am inserting the VCC of the servo motor into this hole over here. So this way we can connect both the wires to the 5-volt supply of the Arduino.
So this is our Arduino code. Initially we have to declare servo.h library to control the servo motor. Then we are defining a variable called myServo. Using this only we will control the servo motor. Then we define trigger pin as 2 and echo pin as 3 as per the circuit diagram. Now flow duration and distance to calculate and store it in these variables. Then in the setup part, we are attaching servo motor to pin number 9. Attach function basically will give the supply to the servo motor. So then we are setting the trigger pin as output and echo pin as input. So initially the trigger pin should be low. Then for a duration of 10 microseconds, we will set the trigger pin high. So if there is any object in front of it, the trigger pin will emit waves which will fall on this object and be reflected back to the echo pin. So then we have to set the echo pin high, and then we have to find the time period. So once we find the time period using the formula, distance is equal to time into speed. So speed of sound is 343 meters, but since we are only using in centimeter, we are taking 0.0343, and time will be duration by 2, because the waves have to first reach the object and come back. So it is traveling twice the distance, right? So we need by 2. Then we are sending this to the serial monitor. In our sanitizer, the sanitizer I use, the distance between the hand and the sensor should be between 4 to 2 centimeters. So which is why I have given, if distance is greater than 4 or less than 2, then it should be out of range. Then we have to detach the servo motor. Detach will basically stop the supply to the servo motor. If distance is between 4 and 2 centimeters, that will be the ideal distance. So what will happen is we have to attach it, and then initially what we are basically doing in this part is we are rotating the servo motor by 180 degree. So we are using continuous servo motor. Initially it should be in 0 position, and then after a delay of 0 position means it will rotate in the clockwise direction. Then after a delay of 1000 microseconds, we are bringing it back to the midpoint, which is the 90 degree. Then again delay, and then once it rotates, it will pull the nozzle back. Now what we should do is we should bring back the nozzle to the original position, right? So we are using right 180 degree. So this will rotate the motor in the anti-clockwise direction. So what happens is, so right 0 will rotate it in clockwise, and then we are stopping the rotation using 90 degree, and 180 will rotate it anti-clockwise. So it will come back to the original position, and then we are stopping the rotation using 90 degree. So 0 will be clockwise, 90 stops the rotation. Then what will happen is 180 will be anti-clockwise, and again we are stopping the rotation. Then what we are doing is we are printing the distance, and then after a delay we are detaching the servo motor.
So now let us see the working. So if I place my hand in front of the sensor, it is rotating, and then it is coming back to the original position, because once you pull the nozzle, you can't always keep pulling it, right? You have to bring it back to the original position. Otherwise, the sanitizer will keep on, ejecting the spray. So now it is rotating 180 degree and coming back. So now let us see the serial monitor. So this is the final setup of our automatic hand sanitizer. As you can see, we have placed the ultrasonic sensor at the front, so that when you place your hand, it will detect it and it will send the signal to the Arduino. The Arduino will in turn send the signal to the servo motor, which is attached at the back of the sanitizer. And we have attached a wire from the servo motor's handle to the nozzle at the front, so that due to the action of the servo motor, the nozzle will be pulled back and the sanitizer will work. So let us see how it works. Now I place my hand in front of it, so the ultrasonic sensor will detect it. As you can see, the sanitizer is now working. Now if I take my hand, it will stop working. So this is how you make your own automatic hand sanitizer. Now we have connected our automatic hand sanitizer to a 12 volt external power supply, so that we do not have to always plug into the laptop to make it work. So now this can function as one single unit. So let us see how it works. So now I place my hand, and as you can see, the sanitizer is working. So this is the final setup.